So let me take you back a few years. I was fresh out of college. I was actually working a job that I really liked, but in the back of my mind, I couldn't help but think that I really wanted a Porsche 911 and my own home, but I wanted it fairly soon. But I knew that in order to turn those dreams into a reality, I needed to be a little more frugal. Now, I've been frugal my whole entire life. Actually, I shouldn't say that, but since I started making real money, but I knew that if I wanted to own my own home and my dream car, that I had to be a little more serious, and that's when I really embraced frugality. I cut back on unnecessary expenses, I started cooking meals at home, and I saved money wherever I could. So I continued to be frugal and save my money. I researched homes, I tried to find the best deal, and waited for the right time, just like what a frugal person would do. And over time, I finally did. I was able to move to sunny Florida and I was able to buy my dream home. It wasn't easy, but it was super worth it. And over time, my savings grew and I was able to put a down payment down on my dream car, the Porsche 911. Now, don't get it twisted. This did not happen overnight, but over years of dedication. Looking back, I can now confidently say that frugality has really helped me achieve my goals of buying a home and a car. Many people confuse being cheap with being frugal, but they couldn't be more different. Being frugal is about being smart with your money and making smart financial decisions without making sacrifices to your own life. For example, you might buy some generic brands, you might clip some coupons here and there, you might start eating in instead of eating out, and those changes are super small but super impactful, and that's what being frugal is all about. It's not about making huge sacrifices, but making small changes and being able to add up those small changes into a big one. On the other hand, being cheap is all about being stingy with your money and progressing the wrong way with your life. You might start not tipping at restaurants, you might start haggling with salespeople and creating a negative connotation about you and creating a bad relationship with people. You might start not going to social events and not being able to network with people. So being cheap can really have a negative effect on your life. So just remember that being frugal is being smart with your money and making good financial decisions, but being cheap is being stingy with your money and things that will impact your life in a negative way. Being frugal is about maximizing your value for your dollar, while being cheap is a negative mindset that focuses on minimizing costs at all costs. Now, that's not to say being frugal is super easy. It still requires discipline. For me, it's super fun because I love getting the best deal and I love getting the most value for my dollar. But it does require planning and sometimes even sacrifices. But it's also a mindset that could help you achieve your financial goals and live a more fulfilling life. So if you're looking to be more frugal, look at your spending habits. Are there ways you can cut back on expenses and save on expenses like groceries and utilities? So that's exactly why I was talking about making all those small changes and being intentional with your spending so that all those small changes can add up and you can start achieving your financial goals. So now you're probably asking, well, Eamon, how are you so frugal? What kind of changes have you made? And what kind of things do you do to be more frugal in life? First of all, I try to find the best deal on whatever I am buying, whether it comes to shoes, clothes, electronics, things for my home. I try to find the best deal that will give you the most value for your dollar. So all the camera equipment that's right in front of me, I'll post a picture right here. All of these items are the best pieces of equipment I could find for the money. I looked on Amazon for the best deals, or I even bought used on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, and I made sure to buy them with a mid-tier to premium credit card like my Amex Gold card. So I put my purchases on there, and in case they break or they even arrive broken, I can get that reimbursement from Amex. Another way I am frugal is I love using cashback sites like Rakuten or Honey. No, this isn't sponsored in any way, but just look at how much money I've earned in cashback just by buying things I would normally buy. Bam, just on Rakuten, you can see that I've earned over $400 in cashback, and recently Rakuten has implemented a feature where you can get Amex points instead of cash back, and I've earned almost 6,000 Amex points just by buying things that I would normally buy in the first place. And on Honey, I've earned over $100 in cash back, again, just by buying things that I would normally buy. And if you guys want to sign up for Rakuten and Honey, I left the links for them down below. So they're super easy to sign up for. So go ahead and sign up for them. It's no cost to you, and it's super easy to get cash back. Another big way that I've been able to earn cash back and points for free travel like flights and hotels is credit cards. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I love credit cards and I love using them for free travel. Not too long ago, I just stayed in a beautiful Hilton hotel in Malaysia where I strictly paid with my Amex points, which I basically gained for free. And another way I'm frugal and another way I save money while enjoying it is I love working on my own cars. I know a lot of people might look at my Porsche and say, oh, that is not being frugal, but I worked really hard for it. And honestly, being frugal is literally what helped me buy that car. By working on my own cars, I save a lot of money on maintenance costs, and I also save a lot of money on like labor for installations because I love doing modifications to my car. And I also use my car as a networking tool to network with high net worth individuals and like-minded individuals. And you're probably asking how, but the amount of people I was able to spark conversations with just because they like something about my car or I like something about their car is insane. I was able to gain a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have gained if I didn't have that car. So I use that as a networking tool to kind of spark that conversation and get things rolling. I also love shopping at thrift stores. A lot of people who are frugal say that brand names aren't worth it or they make no sense and they're expensive for no reason. But if you shop at thrift stores, you can literally find brand names for $10 or less. The outfit I'm literally wearing right now is from Goodwill or other thrift stores. For example, this is a Levi's button-down shirt that I think I got for like $8 and it is amazing quality. I also got this Casio watch that you see me wearing in almost every video, but it is one of my favorite watches and I got from a thrift store for like I think $10. But the point I'm trying to make is that you can get brand names for really good prices if you shop at thrift stores. But that's not to say that you shouldn't shop online or at other stores that you like, but always look for the best quality in terms of the price. Now, yes, there are times where I will buy from brands at full price, but those are for brands that I really support and I really like their quality and I really love their history. And also, I've had a couple of friends also start clothing brands, so just to support them, I love buying their products. Also, another point that I do want to make about frugality is when I do eat out, I try to buy items on the menu that will satisfy my hunger without being the most expensive thing on the menu. I also don't drink any alcohol, so that saves me a ton of money. Often at the end of dinner, I'll see my friends' checks come out and they'll be double to triple the price of mine just because they bought a couple more drinks. I've also went to 4 years of college, so I've had my fair share of going to bars and clubs with friends, and obviously they'd buy a couple drinks, but I would always think about how much money I've saved over my 4 years of not drinking any alcohol at college. So as you can see, being frugal is not about living a life of deprivation, but it's all about being intentional with your spending and making smart financial decisions. But I am not the most perfect frugal person. I recently have come to the realization that being frugal all the time can be a little tiring. I sometimes do find myself spending way more time on trying to be frugal and trying to find the best deal when I can be spending that time on working on my personal skills and developing as a person. Being frugal can sometimes lead to missed opportunities. You might not go try out that new restaurant, or you might not go to that social event just because you wanted to save a little bit more money. This can prevent you from experiencing new things or meeting new people, which can really hurt your personal growth in the long term. Being frugal all the time can lead to stress and anxiety. Constantly worrying about money and trying to save every little penny here and there can really take a toll on your mental health. It's really important to find that balance where you can save and also enjoy life. And I've come to that realization where you really have to work on finding that balance. And like I said before, being too frugal can be counterproductive. And sometimes you might cross that line where you're starting to buy cheap items. For example, if you're constantly trying to save money and you end up buying that cheap item, in the long run, it might cost you more money to start replacing those items. So just remember about the differences I talked about being cheap and being frugal. Being frugal means making smart financial decisions and finding ways to save money without compromising on quality or value. While being cheap often involves sacrificing quality and value for the sake of saving some money. So going forward, I've decided that I'm going to be a little less frugal, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna go out and spend recklessly everywhere I go. I'm still going to be mindful of my spending, but rather I'm gonna start investing on experiences that will bring me joy. So by being a little less frugal, I hope to find a balance between saving and enjoying life. But knowing me as a person, I know that I'm gonna still try to find that best deal wherever I can, or try to be frugal wherever I can. But I really want to make sure that I'm not spending that much time on being frugal. So like I said, it's really good to have that quality of being frugal, but it's also really good to find that balance in life where being frugal doesn't consume you. All right, guys, so that is the end of the video on why I'm so frugal, and I really hope this really pushes you to be a little frugal yourself. Hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.